Question number 1. Which is the smallest unit of life that can survive and reproduce on its own? Great job! A cell is the accurate answer. Question number 2. Human cell contains 46 chromosomes. After meiosis, the chromosome number are? Sharp thinking. 23 is the right choice.
Question number 3. What will happen when a human RBC is placed in a hypertonic environment?
Exactly. It undergoes turgidity, makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 4. Dash are specialized cell structures that carry out specific cell functions.
Well reasoned. Organelles is the correct choice. Question number 5. The cell organelles involved in forming complex sugar from simple sugars are? Bravo! Golgi apparatus is the answer. Question number 6. The dash packages and processes material before it exports out of the cell. Nice work! You chose Golgi apparatus and it is correct. Question number 7 contains enzymes or proteins that speed up digestion and chemical reactions. Well picked. Lysosome is the correct answer. Question number 8. In which of the following organelle's cell wall is not made up of cellulose? Correct. Bacteria is the right answer.
Question number 9. Plastids which are responsible for giving colors to fruits and flowers are?
Excellent. Chromplasts is a brilliant choice. Question number 10. Which lens in compound microscope is closest to eyes while seeing images? Nicely done. A-piece is a solid answer. Question number 11. Besides cellulose microfibrils, the other two cell wall networks are dash. Perfect. Pectin and glycoprotein is the correct choice. Question number 12. Dash observed free-living organisms in the pond water for the first time. Good job. Your answer, Antony of Leeuwenhoek, works well here. Question number 13. Osmosis is the diffusion of dash across a selectively permeable membrane. Good thinking. Water is the right answer. Question number 14. The spherical structured organelle that contains the genetic material is? Correct response. Nucleus is the most accurate answer. Question number 15. Unicellular organisms take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide through? Excellent choice. Diffusion is the right answer. Question number 16. The phenomenon where cytoplasms shrink in a hypertonic medium is called? Clear logic. Your choice plasmolysis is sound and 100% true. Question number 17. Protoplasm that Purkinje discovered means dash substance of the cell? Well done. Fluid is the right choice. Question number 18. What characteristic is found in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? You're right. Ribosome is the correct answer. Question number 19. The hydrolytic enzymes present in the lysosomes are synthesized in the? Great thinking. RER is the right choice. Question number 20. What is the basic structural and functional unit of all living things? Nice selection. Cell is the correct and valid answer. Question number 21. An unripe green fruit changes color when it ripens. The reason being? Smart pick. Chloroplast changes to chromoplasts is the correct choice. Question number 22. The phenomenon by which protoplast of a cell shrinks from the wall is? You got it? Your choice plasmolysis is right. Question number 23.
Which cellular structure in plants is responsible for photosynthesis? Right again. Chloroplast is a valid answer. Question number 24. Which of the following cell organelle is called suicidal bag of cell? Valid point. Lysosome is true. Question number 25. Dash is important in the creation and storage of lipids and steroids. Solid response. Smoothies is a valid choice. Question number 26. The solution in which a cell will gain water by osmosis is termed as. Strong choice. Hypertonic solution is the right answer. Question number 27. Which structure would be found in a grass cell but not on your cell? Smart move. Cell wall is an accurate answer. Question number 28. Which of the following controls all biological activities of a cell? You chose nucleus, and it is correct. Question number 29. Which of the following act as a garbage disposal system of the cell? Right choice. Lysosome is the best answer. Question number 30. Water moving from areas of high concentration to low concentration? On track. Osmosis is the correct answer. Question number 31. Which structures are found in plant cells, but not in animal cells? Well reasoned. Chloroplasts and cell walls is the correct choice. Question number 32. What year did Rudolf Virchow add his statement to the cell theory? Right choice. 1855 is the best answer. Question number 33. Which tissues are found in the stem and around the vascular bundle? Valid point. Sclerenchyma is true. Question number 34. Name one type of cell that is found in plants but not in animals. Correct. Chloroplast is the right answer. Question number 35. What structure is found in plants but not fungi or animal cells? Great thinking. Chloroplast is the right choice. Question number 36. In what type of cells would you expect to find many mitochondria? Nice work. You chose muscle cells, and it is correct. Question number 37. Which organelle breaks down organelles that are no longer useful? Sharp thinking. Lysosome is the right choice. Question number 38. Which cell division occurs for the growth and repair of the body? You chose mitosis, and it is correct. Question number 39. Shrinkage contraction of plant cell from the cell wall is called? Clear logic. Your choice plasmolysis is sound and 100% true. Question number 40. What is the jelly-like substance present inside the cell called? Good thinking. Cytoplasm is the right answer. Question number 41. Modifies, collects and packages macromolecules such as proteins. Great job. Golgi apparatus is the accurate answer. Question number 42. Break down worn-out cell parts, mostly in animal cells. Solid response. Lysosomes is a valid choice. Question number 43. Mitochondria have their own dash and dana floating in the matrix. Correct response. Ribosomes is the most accurate answer. Question number 44. Which of the following are the main constituents of cell wall? Right again. Cellulose is a valid answer. Question number 45. What organelle is responsible for energy production in cells? Well picked. Mitochondria is the correct answer. Question number 46. The undefined nuclear region of prokaryotes are known as dash. Nicely done. Nucleoid is a solid answer. Question number 47. Which among the following has a variable and irregular shape? You're right. Amoeba is the correct answer. Question number 48. Which of the following is known as physical basis of life? Excellent choice. Protoplasm is the right answer. Question number 49. Which shows the correct order of organization of life below? You got it? Your choice molecule organelle cell organism is right. Question number 50. Cell wall of which one of these is not made up of cellulose? Bravo. Mango tree is the answer. Question number 51. In plant cells, vacuoles occupy how much space of the cell? Perfect. 50-90% is the correct choice. Question number 52. Guard cells and stoma are found in which part of the plant? Well done. Epidermis is the right choice. Question number 53. Which of the following has an irregular or variable shape? Nice selection. Amoeba is the correct and valid answer. Question number 54. Which organelle provide turgidity and rigidity to the cell? Smart move. Vacuole is an accurate answer. Question number 55. Which cell organelle is called the powerhouse of the cell? On track. Mitochondria is the correct answer. Question number 56. When we sprinkle salt on salad, water comes out because of? Smart pick. Exosmosis is the correct choice. Question number 57. Which organelle is involved in the formation of lysosomes? Excellent. Golgi apparatus is a brilliant choice. Question number 58. The plant cells are more rigid than the animal cell due to? Exactly. Both and make sense, and it is right choice. Question number 59. Which organelle detoxify many poisons and drugs in a cell? Good job. Your answer peroxisomes works well here. Question number 60. Which is the largest cell organelle present in plant cell? Strong choice. Nucleus is the right answer. Question number 61. Which organelle contains the genetic material of the cell? Excellent. Nucleus is a brilliant choice. Question number 62 contains enzymes for breaking down food and other material. Great thinking. Lysosomes is the right choice. Question number 63. How many chromosomes are found in a human adult egg cell? Bravo, twin 3 is the answer. Question number 64. These are some of the staining chemicals dash. Nice selection. All the above is the correct and valid answer. Question number 65. This cell can be a protist, fungi, plant, or animal cell. Right choice. Eukaryotic is the best answer. Question number 66. Which scientist said both plants and animals have cells? Smart move. Schwann is an accurate answer. Question number 67. Which of the following are covered by a single membrane? Sharp thinking. Vacuole is the right choice. Question number 68. Which of the following is known as kitchen of the cell? Solid response. Chloroplast is a valid choice. Question number 69. This organelle helps plants keep their rigid structure.
You chose cell wall, and it is correct.
Question number 70. Free-living cells in pond water were discovered by dash. Correct. Lion corner is the right answer. Question number 71. Which of the following organelles have double membrane? Nicely done. Chloroplast is a solid answer. Question number 72. Cells were first discovered Robert Hooke in which year? Exactly, 1674 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 73. Cell wall is the outermost layer found in animal cells. You got it. Your choice false is right.
Question number 74. Amoeba acquired its food through the process termed as.
Clear logic. Your choice endocytosis is sound and 100% true. Question number 75. Which of the following is present only in plant cells?
Great job. Chloroplast is the accurate answer. Question number 76. The site of aerobic respiration in an animal cell is?
Excellent choice. Mitochondria is the right answer. Question number 77. What is the site of protein synthesis inside the cell? Perfect. Ribosomes is the correct choice. Question number 78. Which organelle is associated with ribosome formation? Correct response. Nucleolus is the most accurate answer. Question number 79. Which of the following organelles is smallest in size? Well reasoned. Ribosome is the correct choice. Question number 80. Which of the following is not an unicellular organism?
Smart pick. Rhizopus is the correct choice.
Question number 81. The organelle that helps in the membrane biogenesis is? Valid point. Endoplasmic reticulum is true. Question number 82. Which organelle is responsible for protein synthesis? Well done. Ribosomes is the right choice. Question number 83. This cell has circular DNA floating in the cytoplasm. You're right. Prokaryotic is the correct answer. Question number 84. Which of the following is called kitchen of the cell? Strong choice. Chloroplasts is the right answer. Question number 85. The lens that faces object on stage is called as dash. Good job. Your answer objective lens works well here. Question number 86. Main difference between animal cell and plant cell is? On track. Nutrition is the correct answer. Question number 87. Which of the following is called powerhouse of cell? Right again. Mitochondrion is a valid answer. Question number 88. What is the intracellular source of digestive enzyme? Good thinking. Lysosome is the right answer. Question number 89. How many pairs chromosomes are found in human zygote? Nice work. You chose 23, and it is correct. Question number 90. Which organelles are involved with energy conversion? Well picked. Mitochondria and chloroplasts is the correct answer. Question number 91. Name the cell organelle in which cristae are present.
Solid response. Mitochondria is a valid choice.
Question number 92. Which of the cell organelles consists of chloroplast? Nice work. You chose plastids and it is correct. Question number 93. The undefined nuclear region in prokaryotes is called? You chose nucleolus and it is correct. Question number 94.
Rough endoplasmic reticulum has dash attached to it.
Excellent. Ribosomes is a brilliant choice.
Question number 95. Part 1 and 2 of the cell theory were created by.
Right choice. Schwann is the best answer.
Question number 96. 25. Which of the following can be made into crystals?
Well picked. A virus is the correct answer.
Question number 97. Animals, plants, fungi, and protists are examples of.
Smart move. Eukaryotic cells is an accurate answer.
Question number 98. Which part of the cell is known as the powerhouse?
Well done. Mitochondria is the right choice.
Question number 99. Can you name the scientist who coined the term cell?
Correct response. Robert Hooke is the most accurate answer.
Question number 100. Intercellular connections in plant cells are called.
Strong choice. Plasmodesmata is the right answer.
Question number 101. Division of labor is present within a single cell.
You're right. True is the correct answer.
Question number 102. In onion peel cells, the location of nucleus is dash.
Bravo. Both A and B is the answer.
Question number 103. Which of the following are examples of prokaryotes?
Good thinking. Bacteria is the right answer.
Question number 104. The only cell organelle seen in prokaryotic cell is.
Valid point. Ribosomes is true.
Question number 105. Genetic material of eukaryotic cell is contained in. Smart pick. Nucleus is the correct choice. Question number 106. Ideally, your cells should be in a dash a solution.
Right again. Isotonic is a valid answer.
Question number 107. Root hairs of plants absorb water from soil through.
Nice selection. Osmosis is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 108. Synthesis and packaging of proteins occurs in dash.
Great job. Rough is the accurate answer.
Question number 109. Osmosis is the movement of dash across a membrane.
Well reasoned. Water is the correct choice.
Question number 110. Select the item that is not present in plant cells.
You got it. Your choice centrioles is right.
Question number 111. Which of the following is correct about the Golgi?
Perfect. Modifies and packages molecules is the correct choice.
Question number 112. Identify the non-living part present in plant cell.
Great thinking. Cell wall is the right choice.
Question number 113. Which cell organelle is not present in animal cell?
Sharp thinking. Plastids is the right choice.
Question number 114. Name the cell organelle rich in digestive enzymes.
Nicely done. Lysosomes is a solid answer.
Question number 115. Which process requires the energy provided by AP?
On track. Active transport is the correct answer.
Question number 116. Which structure is found only in eukaryotic cells?
Good job. Your answer nuclear membrane works well here.
Question number 117. Which of the following organisms are prokaryotes?
Excellent choice. Bacteria is the right answer.
Question number 118. The animal cell which does not possess nucleus is.
Clear logic. Your choice, red blood cell, is sound and 100% true. Question number 118. A red blood cell immersed in distilled water will.
Exactly. Swell makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 120. Which nucleic acid is present in nucleus of cell? Correct. Ne is the right answer. Question number 121. This cell is smaller and does not have a nucleus. Well picked. Prokaryotic is the correct answer.
Question number 122. Amoeba acquires its food through a process called.
Excellent. Endocytosis is a brilliant choice. Question number 123. The root hair absorbs water by the process called. Strong choice. Osmosis is the right answer. Question number 124. Which of the following plastids have no pigments? Well done. Adhesive is the right choice. Question number 125. What is another term for selectively permeable? Valid point. Semipermeable is true.
Question number 126. These are examples of unicellular organisms dash.
Smart pick. All the above is the correct choice. Question number 127. A large central vacuole is found in a dash cell. Excellent choice. Plant is the right answer. Question number 128. Which of the following does not consist nucleus?
Nice selection. RBC is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 129. Chromosomes are made up of nucleic acid and dash. Perfect. Protein is the correct choice. Question number 130. Gel-like fluid where the organelles are found in. Bravo, cytoplasm is the answer. Question number 131. Plants and animal cell both have this organelle. Clear logic. Your choice nucleus is sound and 100% true. Question number 132. Cell arises from pre-existing cell was stated by. Correct. Virchow is the right answer. Question number 133. The most abundant material in plant cell wall is. Nicely done. Cellulose is a solid answer. Question number 134. Produces hormones and lipid molecules for cells.
On track. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the correct answer.
Question number 135. What kind of transport does not require energy?
Nice work. You chose passive, and it is correct. Question number 136. Among the following which possess large vacuole? Good thinking. Collenchyma is the right answer.
Question number 137. The two organelles which have their own dear are.
Smart move. Chloroplasts and mitochondria is an accurate answer. Question number 138. Golgi apparatus takes part in synthesis of dash. You chose all the above, and it is correct. Question number 139. Cell wall of plant cells is chiefly composed of. Right again. Cellulose is a valid answer. Question number 140. Where are proteins synthesized inside the cell? Great job. Ribosome is the accurate answer. Question number 141. A cell that contains a large central vacuole is? Great thinking. Plant cell is the right choice. Question number 142. Which microorganism lacks any kind of membrane? You're right. Virus is the correct answer. Question number 143. Organelle other than nucleus, containing DNA is? Exactly. Mitochondria makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 144. Which scientist created the second microscope? Sharp thinking. Lion corner is the right choice.
Question number 145. This cell is linear, not found in the nucleus.
You got it? Your choice, eukaryotic, is right. Question number 146. Which plastid is present in flower and fruits? Well reasoned. Chromoplast is the correct choice.
Question number 147. Name the process of building of cell membrane.
Right choice. Membrane biogenesis is the best answer.
Question number 148. All chemical reactions in cells takes place in.
Good job. Your answer, cytoplasm, works well here. Question number 149. Which of the following is present in lysosomes? Correct response. Digestive enzyme is the most accurate answer.
Question number 150. What organelles are only found in plant cells?
Solid response. Cell wall and chloroplast is a valid choice.
Question number 151. Which organelle is only found in a plant cell? Well picked. Chloroplast is the correct answer.
Question number 152. Lipid molecules in the cell are synthesized by.
Correct response. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the most accurate answer.
Question number 153. The structural and functional unit of life is.
Right choice. Cell is the best answer.
Question number 154. Animal cell lacking nuclei would also lack in.
Clear logic. Your choice chromosome is sound and 100% true.
Question number 155. Which process is considered as cell drinking?
Exactly. Pinocytosis makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 156. Part 3 of the cell theory was created by.
Well reasoned. Virchow Remark is the correct choice.
Question number 157. What is the primary function of leucoplasts?
On track. Storage is the correct answer.
Question number 158. Stiff, protective outer layer of plant cells.
Nice selection. Cell wall is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 159. Jelly-like structure inside the cell is dash.
Smart move. Cytoplasm is an accurate answer.
Question number 160. The scientist who coined the term protoplasm? Nicely done. Purkinje is a solid answer. Question number 161. What are the nitrogenous bases found in Da?
Great job. AGCs is the accurate answer.
Question number 162. The outermost layer of human cheek cells is.
You chose plasma membrane, and it is correct. Question number 163. What is the example of unicellular organism? Well done. All of the above is the right choice. Question number 164. The opening and closing of stomata is due to. Great thinking. Osmosis is the right choice. Question number 165. The site of detoxification in liver cells is.
Right again. To be is a valid answer.
Question number 166. Which scientist said all plants have cells?
Perfect. Litter is the correct choice. Question number 167. Packaging and dispatching unit of the cell. Excellent. Golgi body is a brilliant choice. Question number 168. The membrane around the vacuole is known as. You're right. Tonoplast is the correct answer. Question number 169. What organelle of the cell produces energy? Bravo. Mitochondria is the answer. Question number 170. What makes the endoplasmic reticulum rough? Strong choice. Ribosomes is the right answer. Question number 171. Which is the main constituent of cell wall? Excellent choice. Cellulose is the right answer.
Question number 172. The enfoldings of mitochondria are known as...
Sharp thinking. Crest is the right choice. Question number 173. Molecules using simple diffusion move from... Solid response. High to low concentrations is a valid choice. Question number 174. The color of flowers and fruits is due to... Correct. Chromoplast is the right answer. Question number 175. The largest cell in the human body is dash. Good thinking. Nerve cell is the right answer. Question number 176. The nucleus of the cell was discovered by... Good job. Your answer, Robert Brown, works well here. Question number 177. The outermost covering of a plant cell is... Valid point. Cell wall is true.
Question number 178. Hydrophilic chemical of cell wall is dash.
Smart pick. Pectin is the correct choice. Question number 179. The cell membrane is mostly made of what?
Nice work. You chose phospholipids, and it is correct.
Question number 180. Most of the cell membrane is made of dash.
You got it. Your choice proteins is right.
Question number 181. All cells contain which of the following? Solid response. Plasma membrane is a valid choice. Question number 182. Silver nitrate solution is used to study. Nice selection. Golgi apparatus is the correct and valid answer. Question number 183. A cell placed in hypertonic solution will... Bravo. Swell up is the answer.
Question number 184. Controls what enters and leaves the cell.
Great thinking. Cell membrane is the right choice. Question number 185. This is a larger cell and has a nucleus. Perfect. Eukaryotic is the correct choice. Question number 186. Select the organelle that release energy. Right choice. Mitochondria is the best answer.
Question number 187. The cells present in the cork slice are...
Exactly. Did cells make sense? And it is right choice. Question number 108. Robert Hooke discovered cell in the year. On track. 1665 is the correct answer. Question number 189. Schleiden and Dash proposed cell theory. Well picked. Schwann is the correct answer. Question number 190. Structural element of cell wall is Dash. You got it. Your choice, microfibrils, is right.
Question number 191. Vacuoles are found in dash animal cells.
Sharp thinking. Some is the right choice.
Question number 192. Plant cell walls are mainly composed of?
Correct. Cellulose is the right answer.
Question number 193. Who discovered the nucleus of the cell?
Strong choice. Robert Brown is the right answer.
Question number 194. What does the word cell mean in Latin? Right again. Small room is a valid answer.
Question number 195. What is the fluid inside a cell called?
Excellent. Cytoplasm is a brilliant choice.
Question number 196. How many vacuoles are in a plant cell?
Nice work. You chose one and it is correct.
Question number 197. An organism made of one cell is called.
Correct response. Unicellular organism is the most accurate answer.
Question number 198. Sorting of materials take place here.
Nicely done. Golgi complex is a solid answer.
Question number 199. What is the fundamental unit of life? Well reasoned. Cell is the correct choice. Question number 200. Detoxification is carried out in dash.
Excellent choice. Smooth is the right answer.
Question number 21. Who discovered cell for the first time?
Good thinking. Robert Hooke is the right answer.
Question number 202. Which of the following is not a cell?
Good job. Your answer virus works well here.
Question number 203. Rough endoplasmic reticulum contains.
Well done. Ribosome is the right choice.
Question number 204. The cell membrane is dash permeable.
Smart pick. Selectively is the correct choice.
Question number 25. Organelle without a cell membrane is.
You chose ribosome, and it is correct.
Question number 216. The Golgi apparatus is involved in.
Clear logic. Your choice, all of the above, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 207. Cell wall in plant cells is made of.
Great job. Cellulose is the accurate answer.
Question number 218. Which scientist stole Remark's work?
You're right. Virchow is the correct answer.
Question number 219. First living cells were observed by.
Valid point. A.V. Leeuwenhoek is true.
Question number 210. Amoeba is a unicellular organism.
Smart move. True is an accurate answer.
Question number 211. Vacuoles absorb water through dash.
Great job. Osmosis is the accurate answer.
Question number 212. The plant cell wall is composed of.
Bravo. Cellulose is the answer.
Question number 213. Cuboidal epithelium are present in.
Well reasoned. Kidney tubules is the correct choice.
Question number 214. Protein factory of a cell is dash.
Valid point. Ribosomes is true.
Question number 215. The term protoplasm was coined by.
Nice work. You chose Purkinje, and it is correct.
Question number 216. The fundamental unit of life dash.
Smart pick. Cell is the correct choice.
Question number 217. Cell wall of fungi is composed of. Clear logic. Your choice, Chitin, is sound and 100% true.
Question number 218. The lysosomal enzymes are made by.
Sharp thinking. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is the right choice.
Question number 219. The longest cell in human body is.
Well done. Nerve cell is the right choice.
Question number 220. Well-defined nucleus is absent in.
Solid response. Prokaryotic cells is a valid choice.
Question number 221. In Latin language, cell means dash.
Right again. Small room is a valid answer. Question number 222. What is cell membrane made up of?
Nicely done. Protein and lipids is a solid answer. Question number 223. Colorless plastids are known as?
Good job. Your answer, leucoplasts, works well here.
Question number 224. Who coined the term protoplasm?
Right choice. Purkinje is the best answer.
Question number 225. Meiotic division takes place in?
On track. Reproductive cells is the correct answer.
Question number 226. Command house of a cell is dash.
Perfect. Nucleus is the correct choice.
Question number 227. Living cells were discovered by?
Correct. Lion corner is the right answer.
Question number 228. What do prokaryotic cells lack?
You chose membrane-bound nucleus, and it is correct.
Question number 229. Tallness of tree is a factor of?
Strong choice. Apical meristem is the right answer.
Question number 230. All cells come from dash cells.
You got it. Your choice pre-existing is right.
Question number 231. Osmosis is the movement of dash.
Smart move. Water is an accurate answer.
Question number 232. Cell organelles are embedded in?
Excellent. Cytoplasm is a brilliant choice.
Question number 233. Chromosomes are made up of dash.
Great thinking. DNA and protein is the right choice.
Question number 234. Response to stimuli is shown by?
Excellent choice. Nervous tissue is the right answer.
Question number 235. Basic unit of all forms of life.
Correct response. Cell is the most accurate answer. Question number 236. Plant cell is composed of dash. You're right. All the above is the correct answer. Question number 237. Who discovered Golgi apparatus?
Good thinking. Camillo Golgi is the right answer.
Question number 238. Cell walls are present in dash.
Exactly. Plants make sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 239. Where is Na stored in a cell?
Well picked. Nucleus is the correct answer.
Question number 240. Plastid that is colorless is?
Nice selection. Adhesive is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 241. This cell is a bacterial cell.
Good thinking. Prokaryotic is the right answer.
Question number 242. The term cell was given by?
Exactly. Robert Hooke makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 243. Who proposed the cell theory?
Nicely done. Schleiden and Schwann is a solid answer.
Question number 244. Dash discovered cells in 1665.
Nice selection. Robert Hooke is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 245. Double membrane is absent in?
Sharp thinking. Lysosome is the right choice.
Question number 246. Membrane biogenesis is due to?
On track. Both Sir and Rur is the correct answer.
Question number 247. Storage sap of a cell is dash.
Solid response. Vacuole is a valid choice.
Question number 248. Human body is originated from?
Right again. A single cell is a valid answer.
Question number 249. Vacuole is surrounded by dash. Correct. Tonoplast is the right answer. Question number 250. What is the full form of deny? Right choice. Deoxyribonucleic acid is the best answers. Question number 251. Camillo Golgi discovered dash. Good job. Your answer, Golgi bodies, works well here.
Question number 252. Powerhouse of a cell is dash.
Great thinking. Mitochondria is the right choice. Question number 253. Who extended the cell theory? Smart move. None of the above is an accurate answer. Question number 254. Who discovered cell nucleus? You got it. Your choice, Robert Brown, is right. Question number 255. In plant cell wall is. Great job. Rigid and non-living is the accurate answer. Question number 256. The term cell was coined by. Clear logic. Your choice, Robert Hooke, is sound and 100% true. Question number 257. The cell is not applied for.
Correct response. Virus is the most accurate answer.
Question number 258. What is the meaning of cell? Well reasoned. A small room is the correct choice. Question number 259. Cell theory was proposed by. Bravo. Both and B is the answer. Question number 260. Control center of the cell. Strong choice. Nucleus is the right answer. Question number 261. Storage sacs of the cell. Excellent. Vacuole is a brilliant choice. Question number 262. Energy currency of cell is. Perfect. Adenosine triphosphate is the correct choice.
Question number 263. Plasmolysis occurs due to.
Smart pick. Exosmosis is the correct choice.
Question number 264. Nucleus was discovered by.
You chose Robert Brown, and it is correct. Question number 265. The powerhouse of cell is. Excellent choice. Mitochondria is the right answer. Question number 266. Only found in plant cells. You're right. Cell wall is the correct answer. Question number 267. Lysosomes are formed from. Well done. Golgi body is the right choice. Question number 268. Site of photosynthesis is. Well picked. Chloroplast is the correct answer. Question number 269. Ribosomes are the site of. Valid point. Protein synthesis is true. Question number 270. What does bilayer mean? Nice work. You chose 2 layers and it is correct. Question number 271. Powerhouse of the cell. Smart pick. Mitochondria is the correct choice. Question number 272. Function of centriole is. Solid response. Formation of spindle fiber is a valid choice. Question number 273. Nucleolus is the site of. Well reasoned. Ribosome synthesis is the correct choice. Question number 274. Control room of the cell. Strong choice. Nucleus is the right answer.
Question number 275. Mitochondria is found in.
Right again. Plant and animal cell is a valid answer. Question number 276.
who coined the term cell?
Exactly. Robert Hooke makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 277, cell theory was given by... Excellent. Schleiden and Schwann is a brilliant choice.
Question number 278, cell wall is present in...
Great thinking. Plant cell is the right choice.
Question number 279, a prokaryotic cell has...
Smart move. Nucleoid, cell membrane, ribosomes is an accurate answer.
Question number 280, cambium is formed from...
Nice selection. Lateral meristem is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 281, proteins are formed in...
You got it? Your choice ribosomes is right.
Question number 282, brain of the cell dash...
You chose nucleus, and it is correct.
Question number 283, diffusion of water is...
Valid point. Osmosis is true.
Question number 284, kitchen of the cell is...
Sharp thinking. Cheroplast is the right choice.
Question number 285, what does the cell mean?
Excellent choice. Little room is the right answer.
Question number 286, lung alveoli contains...
Good thinking. Simple squamous epithelium is the right answer.
Question number 287, vacuole is absent in...
Good job. Your answer animal cell works well here.
Question number 288, one who discovered cell...
Correct. Robert Brown is the right answer.
Question number 289, blue-green algae are...
You're right. Prokaryotes is the correct answer.
Question number 290, lysosomes arises from...
Perfect. Golgi apparatus is the correct choice.
Question number 291, cells come from dash...
Correct response. Other pre-existing cells is the most accurate answer.
Question number 292, meiotic division is...
Nicely done. Reductional is a solid answer.
Question number 293, meiosis results in...
Well done. 4 unique daughter cells is the right choice.
Question number 294, the cell has now...
Great job. Both is the accurate answer.
Question number 295, basic unit of cell.
Clear logic. Your choice cell is sound and 100% true.
Question number 296, plasma membrane is...
On track. Selectively permeable is the correct answer.
Question number 297, rougher contains...
Nice work. You chose ribosomes and it is correct.
Question number 298, potatoes contain...
Right choice. Adhesive is the best answer.
Question number 299, onion is a dash...
Bravo. Bulb is the answer.
Question number 300, AP stands for...
Well picked. Adenosine triphosphate is the correct answer.
Question number 301, how you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Clear logic. Your choice contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is sound and 100% true.